Are you tired of auditioning and auditioning and auditioning and not getting the jobs? I know you put a lot of time and energy and effort and hope into your auditions, and I know it's heartbreaking sometimes to feel like you're not getting anywhere with it. So I've put together this video to help you get those jobs. Some auditioning tips I think will really be helpful. Okay, so let's dive right into it. Yes, I am a full-time voice artist, but from the very beginning, I've always been a business owner, and I've always looked to grow into more than what I am as a voice artist, right? So how can I expand beyond just my voice from day one, because that's the business owner side of me. So I have always tried to make connections and get contracts where I could hire other voice artists, and I've gotten a good few contracts where I need voice artists, and I have my voice artists that I have just grown to adore, and I reach out to them and when I need something. But sometimes I need something that I don't I have to reach out to the voiceover community. So I will put out an audition call and a casting call, like hey, I need whatever I'm looking for. And when that happens, I get inundated with auditions, which is wonderful. And I get to meet, talk to, some really amazing voice actors. And I love that side of it. But I always have to deal with so many pitifully sad auditions. And it's not necessarily the voice, which is always sad. When it's a good audition, but they didn't pay attention to the instructions, it's sad. Because I know if I was a big production company, they would never get past that not following the directions. So, my first tip is follow the dang directions, like to the letter. If it says label your file, first name, last name, underscore project 1, you label it exactly like that. If there is a space between the first name and last name, have a space. If there's no space, don't have a space. If it's an underscore, don't make it a dash. I know it's ridiculous. It might seem ridiculous. But when a production company has thousands to go through, I know most of my agents, when they send me auditions, it's always in bold letters. If you do not label this exactly, we will not open your audition. So that's my first tip for you. Tip number 1, follow the instructions to the letter. 2 is find out if your audition is supposed to be fully produced or raw audio. If you can. I know there's some, if you're auditioning on certain platforms or whatever, most P2P platforms or freelancing platforms, they always get a fully produced demo. But there are places that want to hear the raw audio. So just be aware where you're auditioning, who you're auditioning for. Do they want that fully produced demo, or do they want a raw audio? If it's for an audiobook, make sure your demo meets those ACX requirements. Even if the delivered project will be raw audio, or unless the instructions ask you for raw audio. But in general, an audiobook, they want to hear the fully produced demo, and make sure it meets ACX requirements, because if you are required to deliver fully produced audio, most likely it is going to need to be to those requirements, and they want to see that you can do that, right? That makes sense. Okay. Third tip, don't make your email address confusing. If you use an alias, make sure that that name is also in your email. Don't do something like ilovevo@gmail.com, right? I know I'm just being silly, but I know me personally, I'm never going to remember who that email address belongs to. And if someone asks for, say, Martha Brown, I just want to go to Martha Brown's information and email. If Martha Brown is the name you gave me, but your real name is Phyllis, and sometimes your email is from Phyllis, and sometimes it's from Martha, I'm just telling you, I'm going to get confused. So, if Martha Brown is the name you gave me, but your email address is ilovevo, when I type in Martha Brown and it doesn't come up, and I'm not going to remember your funny email account. And yes, I know if I added all of your information into my contacts, it would come up. I know that. But I'm busy and I have literally sometimes hundreds of auditions to go through, and sometimes I just don't get all of that contact information put in there. And that's just me, but play it safe here, right? If it's just me and I'm dealing with just hundreds, what is a large production company working with when they have thousands of auditions coming in, right? So make everything super simple and clear with your email address, with all of your contact information. Just make sure it's in sync with who you are. If you are, Jeremiah, whatever, Jeremiah Johnson, just keep your email J. Johnson, Jeremiah Johnson. Don't make it, I love dogs. Like it doesn't make any sense, and I won't associate that with anybody. So I hope you understand my rattling, but that's a pretty important one there. Okay, so when I post an audition, sometimes I get hundreds to sort through, and it's just me. I'm not a big production company. So all I'm saying here is make it easy for the person going through the auditions. If you complicate anything or don't follow the rules exactly, odds are you'll never be considered for the project. And you've worked too hard, too long, right? You've got too much invested in this to screw up on something as simple as just not following these couple of tips. So, follow the directions, work hard, get out there, and get busy. You've got this.